Good day to you all. Happy to be back here, and I hope that you've seen some new faces and some returning faces. So my second episode of this series, this training series, where I will be teaching you how to play in the key of A flat. So, just recapping what was taught in the previous episode, it's where I just introduced you to scale. Some of you can remember, I showed you what a scale is by using the most simplest scale, the C scale, as an example, and then I took you to the scale which we're going to be using for this is A flat, and that's the key which we're going to be using. So just to recap what the A flat scale is. And then I told you that we're going to be using the number notation, so we're not using the do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. We're using 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1 notation. So now that we have that out of the way, the first thing which I want to actually teach today is the concept of chords, because in all gospel music, the meaty bit of what is actually being played is chords. So if you know how to play the basic chords, you can pretty much play majority of gospel music, because the majority of the chords that are actually being used, the bass chords, are, so I taught you the number notation, so the chord notation will be easier. So because what I mean by this is, so using A flat, and I told you that A flat is going to be our 1. So A flat being our 1, meaning B flat is going to be our 2, C our 3, G our 4, G flat our 4, E flat our 5, F our 6, G our 7, and A flat our 1 again. I might as well just leave the letter notation on for teaching. I'm going to be. Just give me a second. All right. So testing. Sorry, just give me a second. This microphone is plugging out again. Testing. Okay. All right. What can I do? Testing. Testing. All right. Seems to be working good. Okay. So now that you've seen the notation on the screen, as I said, A flat is our 1. And so far I'm so good. So A flat 1, B flat 2, C 3, D flat or C sharp 4, E flat 5, F 6, G 7, and A flat again 1. So the concept of a flattened sharp, just to quickly go over that, is if you're looking at, for example, G. This note over here will be a semitone higher than G, and this note over here will be a semitone lower than G. So if something is a semitone higher, it's a sharp, and if something is a semitone lower, it's a flat. So that's why this is G sharp and this is G flat. But then this can also be A flat, because it's flat of A, sharp of G, flat of A. And that's why you're seeing two different notations over here, because you aren't seeing anything related to G on these notes here, because they're using F sharp and then they're using A flat on the notation. The more you know. Back to A flat. So now the concept of chords. So how I'm going to show this to you is, when I say we're playing in the key of A flat, what I mean is that A flat is going to be our 1. So everything A flat is going to be our 1. Everything B flat is going to be our 2. Everything C is going to be our 3. Everything D flat is going to be our 4. Everything E flat is going to be our 5. Everything F is going to be our 6. Everything G is going to be our 7. And that's again. So what I mean by that is that when I'm talking about playing chords, I'm going to say play the 1 chord, which would be the A flat chord. Play the 4 chord, which would be the D flat chord. Play the 5 chord, which will be the E flat chord. Play the 6, which will be the F chord. So now this is a very important part here. For the chords I'm going to be teaching in this lesson here, the 4 major chords. This is how you're going to play them. So the most important part, the reason why you need to know the scale in the previous lesson for this part is because you need to be able to understand what the next letter or next note on the scale is. Why is this? Because I'm going to teach you chords made up of three notes in the scale, and the base note in the scale is going to be the number, the chord number. So when I say, for example, the 1 chord, the bass is going to be the 1. When I say the bass, I mean the first note. So if you're playing the 1 chord, the first is going to be the 1. So now the other 2 notes, you're skipping a note in that scale. You're skipping in the scale of A flat. You're skipping a note, and you're playing the next note, and you're skipping a note, and you're playing the next note. Then that's how you get your three notes in the chord. What I mean is that the scale is A flat. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1. That's how you play the 1 chord, starting in this note here, the 1. You're skipping the 2 and playing 3. You're skipping the 4 and playing the 5. Then you have your 3 notes in the chord. And that's how you have your 1 chord. And this will always be our 1 chord, our basic 1 chord. And obviously there's going to be a lot of different things which I'll be adding to spice things up in the future. But for now, I'm going to keep things basic. This is our basic 1 chord. The same logic applies for the 4. Now, this is why you need to know the scale here, because the same logic is going to apply. You're playing the 4, right? So, in the scale, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's our bass notes. You're going to start there, then you're going to count up the scale. Remember, you skip, you play. So that's 4, 5 you skip, 6 you play, 7 you skip, 1 you play. That's how you get your 4. So again, counting to the 4, you get your 4, skip 5, play 6, skip 7, play 1. That's how you play, that's how you get that. Same logic applies with the 5 chord. You start with the 5, skip the 6, play the 7, you skip the 1, you play the 2. You have the 5, 7, 2 for the 5 chord. Same logic applies with the 6. Start on the 6, skip the 7, play the 1, skip the 2, play the 3, 6, 1, 3 for our 6 chord. So now we have our, just recapping again, we have our basic 1, 4, 5, 6, 1, 4, 5, 6. Alright. And the significance of knowing these basic 4 chords is that with these you can literally play a lot of songs. So let me just pick an example. Let's find a song fast. Oh my gosh, I cannot find it. Oh my gosh, I can't think of an example. Which song would most people know that I pick up? Okay. So just until I hear them, just revise. The 1 chord is a 1, 3, 5. Because you play, you skip, you play. Play, you skip, you play. Then you have that. 4, 6, 1. 5, 6, 'Oh yes, yes, yes. Okay. I think a lot of you would know the song "Break Every Chain" by "For There's Power in the Name of Jesus" by Tasha Cobbs. I think. Okay, so there is power in there is power in the name of Jesus. There is power in the name of Jesus. Break every chain, break every chain, break every chain. Alright, so if you did not have an understanding of what I was doing right there, I was literally just playing the 4 chords I told you. There is power, 6. 8th scale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1. Then 5. So I'm just playing a progression, a chord, now we're doing a chord progression. 6, 4, 1, 5. Meaning that I'm starting with the 6 chord, playing the 4 chord, playing the 1 chord, playing the 5 chord. And then the majority of the song, you just repeat this the whole time. 4, 1, 5. So pretty much you can just practice playing the three notes together. How I would suggest it is because not everyone has long fingers, so if you can pretty much find a way to use your thumb to play the bass. Your pinky finger is your weakest finger, but then it gets stronger the more you play it. So I usually use to play the 3-chord progression, I'll use my thumb, my middle finger, and my pinky finger to play. I don't have to because I have long fingers, but then I generally used to do that for teaching because with smaller fingers, that's how they have to do it. So at first your pinky finger will be very weak, but then the more you play, stronger it'll get. So playing this, I'm playing, or if you can reach, then use your ring finger because it's more stronger than your pinky finger. Then you can use your thumb, middle finger, and ring finger to play. But or you can use your thumb, your index finger, and then your ring finger, because literally find a way that's comfortable for you. Because literally everyone has different size hands, so it's not a one size fits all. But that's what I recommend. I don't recommend trying to use. I don't recommend excluding your thumb because as you can see, your thumb has a lot of room to actually maneuver to a different chord, to a different note. So if you use your thumb as a starting note, then you'll have lots of space to actually place your other fingers. There is power in the name of Jesus. There we go. Literally, you've learned to play the 4 main chords that will teach you to play any song. So just a recap of what we learned today. Learned how to actually now use the numbering system to play your chords. So what I mean by that is like when I'm talking about playing a 1 chord, you're playing, you're skipping, you're playing, skipping, you're playing. So you're counting the scale. You're counting the scale, your A-flat scale, by playing a note, skipping the next note, playing a next note to the scale, skipping, then playing the next note to the scale. Then you have your chord. Doing the same thing for your 4, your 5, and your 6. I urge you to not try to do this with the other chords in the A-flat scale. So I taught you 1, 4, 5, and 6, but don't try to do the same thing with 2, 3, and 7. For those at a later stage, I'll teach alternative chords to play for those, because they are minor chords in the scale. So usually they are being overlapped by a major chord, and then that it's probably not making any sense. But yeah, at a later stage I'll be teaching on those. So just to recap today, learn to play the 1, the 4, the 5, the 6. And if you're seeing me playing something on my left hand, I'm pretty much just playing the bass notes of the chord. So for example, if you're playing the 1, my left hand is playing the 1 note. 1 chord, the 1 note. The 4 chord, the 4 notes. 5 chord, the 5 notes. 6 chord, 6 notes. And then literally just with that, you can already start playing songs pretty much like that. There is power in the name of Jesus. There is power in the name of Jesus to break every chain, break every chain, break every chain. To break every chain, break every chain, break every chain. Thank you very much, guys. Stay blessed.